There is one thing I forgot to talk about in the live stream. Well, actually, two things. I forgot to talk about Brexit and Robotoids. I mentioned in the announcement I would talk about those subjects, but I forgot about it. I was so into imagination versus definition that I totally forgot about it. So my apologies. I won't talk about it in this separate video. So if you haven't watched the live stream, please watch it before watching this video because then you understand the context I'm talking about. You have this thing that happened in which the United Kingdom separated from the European Union. They had their Independence Day. And the weird thing is, none of those Brexit leaders came with an effective plan for the British economy and British people for decades to come. A reasonable, feasible plan. None of them did. For 3.5 years, they were upset, blaming the EU, blaming Europeans, blaming Remainers, which are called Remoaners. Blaming all those people that they couldn't have their Independence Day. Well, they had their Independence Day. What happened? What changed? Where are the promises of a prosperous Britain? Where's the promise that a trade deal with EU would be the easiest in human history? Where are those promises? This whole Brexit thing is based on a vain imagination rooted in nationalism, which is an abominable teaching that puts the nation above Christ. And a nation is a blood covenant based on blood, that is a blood covenant based on the murder of victims. That's what a nation is. So nationalism is you believing in this blood covenant. And sovereignty is the right for a group to make those victims to buy themselves as a group. So this whole Brexit thing, that's nothing to do with trade, nothing with immigration, even though those are common annoyances that many Brexiteers have. It's all about them wanting to do whatever they want to do without anyone telling them, you have to stop, this goes too far. They don't want the European Court, they don't want the Court of Human Rights, they don't want the European Court of Justice, they don't want anyone telling them what to do. But now that they need to make new trade agreements, they'll have to give in to the demands of other countries. But they were part of the #1 economic zone of the world, where they had a leading role, and they forfeit a leading role to take demands from other countries. What is that? Does that add up? No. That's why you need to learn to look beyond what's being said. What is it that people really want? And if people are so persistent in wanting something, but facts show that what they want is not that desirable, then understand it's not about what they want. Because what they want is really a front of what they really want. And what they really want cannot be justified. What they really want cannot be accounted for. And that's why they begin to attack, slander, and even vilify those that hinder their external wish. Because the external wish is just to cover up the darkness they don't want exposed. I'm not going to talk too much about Brexit. I wanted to talk about it in the live stream in the context of what I was talking about, but I'm doing it separately now. Brexit is an example of common people being misled by scam artists, and they not want to admit they've been misled. And why were they misled? Because they held onto expectations that don't add up. They don't want to face this, so now when the bad consequences come, they will look for victims. That's what's going on. So that's what Brexit. And it's another thing I want to point out to you. Many Not all, I'm not overreacting, but many of the public figures you have out there that are appearing on social media, many of them are not even real people. They are robotoids, synthetic bots, created and designed to let you think that they are real people to deceive you. Artificial intelligence uses those bots on Instagram, on Facebook, and many of those places to let you think that there are successful people out there that are making it while you are stuck at your 9-to-5 job. The construct of a 9-to-5 job is to exploit you. That's one thing. And they want you to feel bad being exploited. Now, it's natural that you feel bad about being exploited, but they want to enforce this bad feeling onto you by tricking you into idolizing public figures that have made it. But those public figures don't really exist. You may see this Korean model that has over 200,000 followers on Instagram. She gets almost 3,000 likes for every picture she posts on Instagram. But what you don't know is that 98% of those followers of hers are fake accounts. And that model is just a robotoid. It's a synthetic bot in which an evil spirit resides. And the evil spirit is posing, and those pictures are taken by other evil spirits or by warlocks or wizards that assist the demons. But you think is a hot, attractive Korean woman with so many men wanting her. And you, being a Korean woman, may see that and think, what do I have? That's the spell they want to put on you. But that Korean model is not a female. It's not even a tranny, because it's not even a real human being. It's a robotoid. It's a demon in a synthetic bot there to drain you, especially you men. Listen, many of those babes out there, not only on social media, some of them you have in those resorts, they're not real. They're not real people. And there are many people that talk about this subject. But a lot of folks dismiss it, thinking, oh, you're crazy, you're too much into conspiracy theories. I don't care what people think about this video. Robotoids, they are around. They don't last for long, but just a few months, some only a few weeks. They are designed, they're created, they're fabricated, better said, to give a shelter for demons to work through. Well, shelter, to give a vehicle for demons to work through freely, to deceive you, and to keep you away from doing God's will. The same way you have this Brexit scam going on is to keep British believers from doing God's will by being so focused on national sovereignty, something believers shouldn't even be involved in. So, look at the context. Many of the public figures that you're exposed to aren't even real human beings, they aren't real people. They are demons in synthetic suits. That's what they are. And because you don't look at the bigger picture, you don't notice there's something wrong with those public figures. It's not makeup. It's not the Instagram filter. They're not real people. They're not. And about political movements, be watchful. I don't say careful because I talk to believers now. Worldly people are careful because they don't have Christ, they don't have security. You be watchful. Even in political movements, you have robotoids. So, follow Christ. He's the real king. He's the man. Follow him. Be at peace.